Okay, there isn't much left, but I just wanted to show you a few identities. These identities are on your unit circle sheet that I handed out to you. They're just below the actual circle on the front page. Um, we've kind of talked about these, but just want to show you one more time. So cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. So technically, it would equal 1 divided by sine theta. Now, when I've done it in problems, I just find sine and flip the entire fraction. So for example, if sine of theta was 2/3, then if I wanted cosecant theta, instead of doing 1 over 2/3, I just say, just flip the fraction 3/2. They're equivalent things. It's just flipping this fraction is so much easier than doing 1 over it. But, you can do whatever you prefer. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine, so it would be equal to 1 over cosine. And cotangent's the reciprocal of tangent, so it would be 1 over tangent. But again, if I know tangent, I'm just going to flip the fraction. If I know cosine, I'm just going to flip the fraction, etc. Tangent, we talked about in yesterday's video, is sine over cosine. So since cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent, then cotangent would be cosine over sine. Okay? These properties are all on your unit circle sheet. Let's say you're given a problem where you're told that secant is 5 and tangent is 2 radical 6, and you have to find these other trig identities. So maybe what would be a good thing to do is to say, okay, secant 5, that's the same thing as 5 over 1, and I know that cosine is the reciprocal of secant, and so all I would need to do to get cosine is just to flip this, which would be 1/5. Okay, oh, and that's actually the first one here, done, 1/5. Okay, tangent is 2 radical 6. I could put that over 1. Um, well, no, I don't need to put it over 1 necessarily. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Let's see. um, Tangent, we just got done talking about, is sine over cosine. So like as of right now, I know that sine over cosine is 2 radical 6. Okay, and we just found that cosine was 1/5, so I could put a 1/5 in for cosine. I could do sine over 1/5 equals 2 radical 6. And if I cross multiply, I would have 1/5 times 2 radical 6 equals sine. I should have had thetas here. So then if I combine those, I would have 2 radical 6 on the top and a 5 on the bottom, and that's what sine would equal. And then cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent, so if I put that over 1 and I flip it, I'd have 1 over 2 radical 6, but we have to rationalize that denominator, so then I would have radical 6 on top, and I would have a 2 times 6 on the bottom, so that would be radical 6 over 12.